Hello everyone and welcome to another show of Dewan Pundit Indonesia versionnya jadi bahasa
Bloopers. Bloopers.
goes to the bloopers.
Blooper reels.
Yeah, so hello everyone and welcome to Dewan Pundit Indonesia, the English version with me, Adiani, your host. And alongside me in the studio, we have Enrico and Firzi. Hello
We're
guys.
back.
We're back.
Back again,
Yeah.
the hot seat, because a couple of topics, interesting ones, and of course we're going to
For sure.
talk about the controversial match between Bahrain and Indonesia. It's going to be
Lovely.
the final part of today's show, and the first episode that we did, it created quite a stir.
Yeah.
Some very positive feedbacks from the guys watching, and the girls as well.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to know that the feedback is always great from the audience that watches us. And we have one here from Whiskey Design Lab. Yay,
Ui.
Kiko. It's really
Yay,
happy to
Kiko.
know you joined Jabret Media. We need your football knowledge, your work experience in football industry, and also your beautiful British
Cool.
accent. Which is quite a hit. It was quite a hit,
Very
the
cool,
accent.
yeah.
Long live Jabret Media. And then we have Jimmy Maulana. A few weeks ago, I searched some pundit channel in English to practice my listening skills.
Okay.
But no one stopped me in my track, and suddenly you guys post this video. Oh my God, you guys are a lifesaver. I am so proud. Wow,
save
even-
lives.
Wow.
we
We
even
save
can
lives.
save
Can
lives.
save lives, yeah,
That's
apparently,
a
yeah.
that's a great plus for us. We did expect that happening. Who's this? Balian Ibrahimovic is next. It's good for me to learn English because they still using easy word to understand. If you hear real, I think English people talking,
sure, yeah.
it's hard to understand because some people have a thick accent. I hope content like this will continue. We do hope so.
Yeah,
we do
sure.
hope so. And let's hear another British accent from Enrico
Kiko.
for today, because he's going to answer a lot of questions. And first up for today, we're going to talk about England, Lee Carsley, and the match in Wembley, where Greece gets the win, a 2-1 victory against England. What happened in that game? Because the lineup is confusing. With no Harry Kane, it was supposed to be a chance for players like Ollie Watkins to get the
Dom
nod up top.
Solanke.
Yep.
Dominic Solanke,
yeah.
and then lo and behold, Carsley went with a false nine tactic. Again, a strange one according to me. And if you're trying to impress the people above, you need to have balance in that team. I don't see any balance in last night's England team selection. Well, what's the thinking from Carsley? Does he want the job, or does he just want to stick there for like 3 matches and then that's about it? Because from what we saw, it was concerning. It was confusing, and we're not so sure that England is going in the right direction with Southgate going out the door. They say Southgate was too defensive minded, but now. Look at what happened to England.
Well, maybe he want. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for the comments, and
Yeah.
it's amazing to see positive feedbacks from people. I don't feel like I have a British accent, but if you feel that way, then good. Thanks. But yeah, I think we saw Jude Bellingham thrive a lot last night.
Yep.
He played really well. Feels like Lee Carsley just wants to give him, a big job. In both defense and offense. We saw John Stones and Levi Colwill. A lot of things to do for them. But yeah, it's their first loss, to be honest. It's not the end of the world. Of course, you want to mix and match here and there. Bukayo Saka got injured as well, which is unfortunate. Hopefully he gets back soon because Arsenal really needs it. And yeah, I think with this England team, it's a lot of mix and match, trying here, trying there, and as well as Greece was playing really well as well. And as well, rest in peace, George Baldock.
Yeah,
it was a tribute
he
match
passed
for
away
him,
as well.
yeah.
And there were I think they powered up because of that as well, and the press conference as well, like the post-match press conference. People,
Yes.
I mean, some of the players said like we played for him, his family, because he was playing in the Greek league as well.
Yeah, for
Panathinaikos.
Panathinaikos.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think can't always fault it in one person. Lee Carsley, of course, this is the first match they lost with him, so I think there's still room to improve. So I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think we all know the public perception of Southgate's tactics, especially at the Euros. I think he's trying to be more free-willing, to be more free-minded attacking. But as you say, the balance is not there because the only single player in midfield and the forward who can track back and think about defense is Declan Rice. This reminds me a lot about the old Kevin Keegan team, where the only defensive midfield in that team is David Batty, whereas the other 5-6 players in midfield and attack only goes forward. So I think he's trying something experiment. He said in his press conference that he tried something new in the first 20 minutes. He tried to be more attacking, but as you say, the balance isn't there. The scoreline is generous. I think 2-1 is, even though the Greeks are like 44 places below England in the world rankings, but it can be more. It can be 3, it can be 4, even it can be 5. They needed that Colwell save on the line. Yeah, I think with the first 2 matches against Ireland and Finland, I think Carsley staked his claim for the job, but I think he's not that bullish again in the press conference. That he said that he expected even that he comes back down to the under-21s. I think with this game against the Greek, we know that the Nations League is a prestige tournament also, because as England, you don't want to get relegated in a group containing German or whatever team that they faced in the last year's Nations League. They need to get out of this B League as soon as possible. But I think he's trying to wheel something too fast because for the players, even like they only got 3 or 4 days preparation for this match, and the players that they have now is like they are playing a very, very different style than with Gareth Southgate, the more pragmatic coach, and now they are trying to play a free roaming 4-4-2, 4-3-3 with Bellingham, Foden, Anthony Gordon, the main man he got, and in the under-21 Euros, even Noni Madueke also. But as long as he doesn't got that balance, I don't think he can show enough for him to get the job permanently, Adi.
Yeah, nobody, I think the England fans as well, they don't quite care about the under-21s. So whatever happens there doesn't have any bearings on the senior side. And this is what happens. And the gulf of managing an under-21 side to a senior side, you can see it quite clearly.
Big,
team selection-wise, and how do you make all these superstars happy? And then when you have the chance to play another forward player, and then you change it to a false 9, what does that make Solanke feels? Ollie Watkins feels? And how about that midfield? That midfield is problematic. Phil Foden and Bellingham, I don't think they can coexist together in that midfield. A lot of problems coming back. I think now we're going back to the times of the classic Scholes, Lampard, and Steven Gerrard again, because the talent is there, but I don't know. The manager
in a system,
doesn't know how to play them in one system.
Yeah, that's the feeling in the British media right now, because either one of, I think Foden, they said either one of Foden, Bellingham or Palmer has to go to the bench, because they cannot keep accommodating these kind of players in a system that is balanced. So we see it's not enough for Declan Rice to just marshal the midfield for himself. He need cover. We saw, I think Mainu is not on the squad. They have Gallagher though.
There's no Manchester United player in this squad.
That's true,
or like the first time in what I don't understand. But there's Angel Gomez. Maybe he can try that. But I think as long as the opposition is also on the level of after this, you're gonna play Finland if I'm not mistaken. I think he can afford to maybe experiment, but not extreme as this one. especially when you don't have that left-sided defender. That's still a problem. He played like Rico Lewis over there, but we know that here Rico doesn't play that often as a left back for Manchester City. So that balance on the left side of the pitch is still the same problem as Southgate has in the Euros.
Well, Rico Lewis is playing defensive midfield now for replacing Rodri. So they're just really, it's a bit of all over the place. So hopefully it doesn't turn out to be like the older generation, because they've got talent now, and hopefully they can maximize it. It's such a shame to see otherwise.
Yeah, credit to Greece. They played very well, and they got what they deserve. And for England, the manager profile that they're looking for, and I think they have to do it quick, because the challenge for the upcoming World Cup is there, and Carsley is only a makeshift, so to speak, just to fill the gap here. But who is going to be the perfect manager for England? If you guys have any clue in terms of the profile and the name as well, and who's going to have the capabilities to manage that locker room?
We were saying it was Jurgen Klopp, but now that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know.
Graham Potter, I think. No, I think the names of Graham Potter, even Eddie Howe was said, because
you will not be pleased.
I will not be pleased, even though a few of my Newcastle United fans, like, they want to see the back end of Eddie Howe. I mean, a few of us like thinking that maybe he takes this team as far as he can go, but I think he got maybe 1 or 2 years left to prove himself, especially because if you consider for the last 2 or 3 windows, the board doesn't really support him with players. As understandable, because FFP is a consideration, but Eddie Howe's name is quite high on the list. If not Graham Potter, but I don't think in the media now they are talking about non-English managers. I don't know if the situation changes with time, especially considering you said with 2026 looming up, it's like less than 2 years from now. Time goes by so fast, so I think they need to settle the coaching staff as soon as possible.
There's no like big name manager out there that's going to take this job. This is like a job that's very tricky for some managers to take, because this is England. It's a special national team as well. You have the likes of the late Sven-Göran Eriksson.
And the first foreign manager in
then Fabio Capello. Also, the outcome was not that good. So it's a challenge. And names like Jose Mourinho maybe should be a big enough character to take on the mantle.
When we talk about those type of players that the FA used to go to, we talk about Eriksson, the first foreign manager in England history, and then Capello. But 2006 and 2010, like, they ended up as a disaster. The Baden-Baden fiasco in 2006, the Algeria, USA, and one other team I forgot in that group stage is also something that's not really it's not really something that's gonna go in the mind of England football fans. So I think 2026 with this generation of players, Adi. I mean, we're talking about the 2006 generations, the Beckham generations, the Rio Ferdinands, the Ashley Coles. They don't want to waste this generation on another meaningless tournament. I mean, with what they achieved under Southgate, they always have to look up, but I don't know who's the manager to get them there.
Well, I was thinking about Pochettino before he went to the US.
USMNT.
I mean, it's not about just, what a big name. And you can joke around all you want about trophyless Poch, but, he has experience in the English league.
Yes.
He's worked with players like Harry Kane, who has helped him a lot in the team, and he knows how to use him. So was hoping somebody like that. So maybe if they can find somebody that fits a bit the same other profile, maybe somebody like Eddie Howe, maybe somebody, I don't know, I can't name names right now, but whoever is in the English league or is used to the players, I think,
Going to be a challenge for England to find that perfect manager for them going forward, because what we were seeing last night against Greece was not good enough from Carsley and his team selection. And then we are going to move on to our next topic, which is Jurgen Klopp.
He joined the dark side.
This is the dark side. This is, I don't know. Is it a bad decision? What do you have in mind towards this Klopp's change of plans, maybe because not long ago he said that he was
Yeah,
tired. He was
Yeah.
all drained because of the pressure and the travel and actually about football as well.
Yeah, I think he got history for this because that time when he left Dortmund, he said that he also tired and everything with the pressure. But only one summer when he went to a holiday and then he accepted the Liverpool job.
Right.
I think he is one of those guys that couldn't stand being away from the
Yep.
game for too long. He can't be that Pep who spent an absent year in New York, for example. But
Having
Yeah.
lunch with Ferguson,
Yeah.
just chilling.
just chilling. Yeah, I don't think he's that type kind of guy. But yeah, in the German media, the perception, at least in front of the supporters, from someone who is labeled like labeled like a people's champion, and then you decided to go to this like multi mega corporate, the ultimate symbol of capitalism in
Yeah.
in football in Germany. Yeah, I think it's not going on nicely right now, at least because the backlash is still there, it's still fresh. Kevin Grosskreutz, one of the players from Dortmund, he said, "I don't think anyone expected this." He said that it's very strange, it's hard to grasp, almost like a state of shock. This is from his former player. As a football fan, I think it's a terrible decision by Klopp, but as a friend, you have to accept such choices.
Yeah.
But he said that, but if according to other media personalities in Germany, they said that maybe this job is perfect for Klopp for this time. It's not a very demanding job. It's not a very time-consuming job. It's not a job where he needs to win week in, week out. I think he's not involved in day-to-day management of the Red Bull Group teams, but he just supervises all the sporting directors in all 6 clubs, I think, in the RB Group, and then for 1 or 2 years after that, I think his ultimate goal, according to the German media, is still the national Mannschaft. Yeah. After then, Julian Nagelsmann's contract expired after the World Cup in 26.
Well, you said everything I wanted to say. No, just kidding. But as a Liverpool fan, you can't be mad. You can't be mad. I think what he's done for Liverpool is, irreplaceable. I think wherever he goes, as long as it's not Manchester United, just kidding, or Man City, or the sort, I think we'll be fine. But what really got into me was when I saw the message of Dortmund fans.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a job that doesn't require him to be on the sidelines. It's a job that
it's not a highly visible job.
He can do it from Spain.
He can do it from anywhere, and it fits him because he has a range of networks and connections that that he's built on from these days of football. So I think it fits the job well for him, and I think as a football fan, I actually disagree if it looks bad as a football fan, because we know RB, the group, makes a lot of talented players, produces a lot of talented players from Germany, from Salzburg, from the US. So I think it's only good for football itself, because then if Jurgen Klopp is there to help be the foundation of that, either scouting from a younger age or bringing new players in, I think it's only great. So sorry to the Dortmund fans, but
and I think this move by him is not something that is like happen in a fortnight or as a surprise for a lot of people, because the Austrian media they already said this from like 5-6 months ago, and sources in the German media, they said that this has been in the plan since September 2022 when Klopp then he met with Red Bull's co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz, who died the following month. So the Austrian billionaire they reported is convinced about Klopp's ability to lead the Red Bull group as a global head of soccer. So this is something that Klopp actually has in plan for a few years back. He just has this doubt about whether to accept it or not.
Yeah, for Klopp, the match is there between his philosophy and Red Bull's
I think
philosophy,
it
and
fits perfectly.
Ralph Rangnick, of course, is also
The father
involved
of
in this,
gegenpressing. Yeah.
and maybe putting Klopp in place for such a project. It's a great coup for Red Bull, and I think this is going to be something very refreshing with the character that he has, the personality, and will bring up the brand again. Towards something they've never done before, I think, with the inclusion of Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, like, is this the first steps of him becoming the next Man City football group head of?
Well, they
I
do
don't
need
know, how about
they
you?
do need some challenge, but no, I said it. I think it's good. I think it's good
Yeah.
for Klopp. I think it's good for the RB and for the
Yeah.
footballing industry, because it's not just in football. They're dominant in a lot of different sports. So, I think it's for the better.
And for Dortmund fans, seeing the reality of Klopp being the face of Red Bull, teams from Austria, Germany, and this is a very quite strong now brand for the past decade, and I think they have the trophies to back it up as well. So for Jurgen Klopp to take this calculated risk at this moment in time, is it the perfect move for him, leaving a very sour taste in Dortmund for your fans? Is it
unfortunately,
the perfect move?
I just don't think they're gonna boo him. I don't know. I just don't think so.
So
but
is he gonna be like
in the games?
For matches involving Red Bull teams?
Yeah, I don't know, because we still don't know exactly like how much hands down he will go with day to day on a day to day basis. But the other option, I think he talked about taking job in Schalke or anything. But Schalke is also a very big rival of Dortmund. Right?
When you talk about Dortmund, you can talk about
Schalke.
You
can talk about Schalke, but I don't know. It's in the conversation in the German media. I don't know what they're thinking. But Dortmund fan, I think this is just another thing in a long line of things that they like disagree with the club, like that their sponsorship deal with Rheinmetall at the end of last year, and then this thing with the support for the war in Gaza for Israel and everything. So I think there's the Dortmund fans deserve better, but the feeling is on the German media that this feeling will have a backlash. A big backlash just for the first few months, and then it will fade away.
And do you think it's going to be a good thing for Klopp, because he likes to work with young players, and the concept of Red Bull is working with young talents, the blue chips in the football world, fresh talents as well from around the world, to play in teams in Red Bull in Austria or in Germany or in many other countries. And I think for Klopp, this is something that he needed after a very stressful environment in Liverpool.
Stressful.
You have to win every week, and then you have that pressure of being a Liverpool manager. This one's a bit different for him.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Again, I think it's good. He made players, produce players like Alexander-Arnold. He was from the academy. Trent was from the academy, but I think when he was with Jurgen Klopp, he just he
excelled,
and he got the best use of Trent Alexander-Arnold until the player he is today, and rumored a lot with Real Madrid right now. But I think it's fits him, and I think if anything, he produces more players for the RB group, and hopefully we see it in a different way, because he brings that tactical experience as well. The gegenpress with Liverpool, how he uses different players, how he always adapts in using different players each year. You have Naby Keita coming in, you have different players coming in, Wataru Endo coming in. It's just players that are unexpected. Yeah. And then they perform well, to up to standards to what he wants. So, with that being said, I think it's a good philosophy to produce players in that way. So.
And us here, we wish for the best.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp, new challenge, a new team, Trying to refresh himself with something I think is going to be very new for him as well. And we're going to move on to the topic of the day. The match between Bahrain against Indonesia. And some are still feeling the impact, the effect of the outcome of the match with the 99th or 100th minute
99,
equalizing goal for the home side. A controversial one. I would like to say it. This was a daylight robbery without a victim. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah.
We don't know where the edit time came from inside
No.
the edit time given,
No.
which is 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's something that's debatable, but I think it was quite enough for that second half. That minimal of 6 minutes. We always say it's a minimal, but you don't have to stretch it to like
No.
4 minutes
Yeah.
No.
afterwards. So this is the talking point about that controversial equalizer without VAR checking it, without us seeing the lines shown on the screen, and the reaction from Shin Tae-young, the reaction from even Pasumarji.
Pasumarji, yeah, he got a red
The red
card.
card
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
It was a very frustrating end to the game after a brilliant comeback from Indonesia.
Well, I have to give props to Bahrain for the first goal because nobody
Yeah.
was going to save that. That
Mhm.
was a crazy, crazy free kick. But yeah, I mean, you even came here and told me you came in with a headache. So
Yeah, headache from last night, still
from
here.
last night,
I had to do a game afterwards, Italy, Belgium in the Nations
Yeah.
League. It was horrible because I got a hungover from the frustrating
No.
end to the game.
No, but I think I saw the game, the whole game, and I felt like it was a bit biased, the calls, because there were moments where, one moment that really struck me was when Rafael Strijk was kicking the ball from the outside. I think the defender was trying to block his kick, or yeah, I think that's what it was.
he
Blocking
was
his
trying
shot.
to deny Strike to hit the ball.
Yeah, and then it got too strong to the point where he actually hit Rafael
Mhm.
Strijk. So there was confusions at that time, like whose foul was it? And then the
Yeah.
ref was like pointing on that side, but Tom Hay was like trying to start the ball, and then he just
Yeah,
hold his hands up and then hit, and then just not
disbelief.
knowing whose foul is it.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't even the Bahrain's foul. I think it
Mm.
was like just kick. I don't know. Tom Hay just kicked the ball somewhere, and then
Yeah.
this play started again. But that, and even from the earlier stages, we had 27 fouls. I don't know if you saw, and
Yeah.
I don't think we were.
They had 10.
They had
They
10.
had 10, yeah.
I don't think we ever
They're milking
played
every
that.
foul, though.
No, exactly. I
Yeah.
don't think the time wasting
The
as well.
time wasting.
Everything,
Time wasting is
man.
horrible, yeah.
Now,
No, the time wasting when they're leading. They're not time
True.
wasting again when
True.
we got that.
And yet they
So
say they're
go.
trying to kick out time wasting. and
Yeah,
such.
No.
sure.
But again, it happened in a very strange situation in the
Yeah.
match as well. What do you think about the spirit of the team, about fighting back, about conceding first? This is the first time the team
Yeah.
concedes first in the third round of qualifiers for the World Cup 2026, and then the show of character and how that last kick of the first half, which resulted in the goal for Ragnar Ratmangun.
Ragnar, yeah.
It changed the game.
Mm.
The team talk at halftime from Shin Tae-young, for sure it changed because the 1-1 was very positive from a game where we lacked control in the first half, and that was actually the first attempt on target, which resulted in a goal.
Yeah, and at that time, Bahrain had 11 shots on goal. How many corners? I don't know, but we scored with our first shot on goal, our first shot on target. So Ragnar scoring his second goal for the national
Yeah,
team,
after the
and
one
his,
in,
after
Vietnam.
his debut
Mm,
in
mm,
Hanoi. So yeah, for sure, this team displayed proudly. They are proving that they are worthy of wearing the jersey of the national team against an opposition 53 places higher than us in the FIFA rankings. If we see the stats, yeah, it's not really good looking though. But yeah, we conceded another double-digit shot on our goal. I think it's still not sustainable from our 3 games against our Saudi Arabia and Australia. Accumulatively, we conceded 61 shots from the opponents. We need to rectify this. I don't know how, because I think with Mies on the already trusted on that right hand side of defense.
three,
I think I think that's his best position. I think he's still trying to integrate himself with the team. It's not easy joining the team. It's not it's his first time playing for us. He just got a couple of training sessions there, and his communication with Martin, he's still trying to learn, because Martin was one of the players who arrived last actually between the other players, because he's nursing that hand injury, but it's okay. He came in from America, but Martin again showed his value to the team with a great first half save, and reaction save when he caught the ball from Bang Jai's header, backward header, and that shot that could easily be spilled by him in front of our goal. But again, he showed how good he is in our goal. But it's odd. It's still odd for me that an Oman referee can referee a match in Bahrain from a team from Western Asia. Is the same reason. The same region. So this is basically. Because I cannot sleep also from after yesterday's match, I decided to email IFC to ask about the controversial injury time. Where does that injury time? Where does the referee got that injury time? And then can they? I just want them to explain written statement, the process of selecting referees, because it's from the same federation. It's same from the same region. It's the same. You like
can choose a referee from Thailand, from Japan,
Thailand,
from Australia, right?
Of course, of course they cannot appoint a referee from the same country that is playing, or from the same country that has the same country in the group. So they cannot appoint a Japanese referee, for example, but they can appoint a Korean referee.
Korean Republic,
So I'm still asking clarification from them about that. But at the time of this recording, I checked my email, no reply just yet. So I think the whole country is reeling from that, because I think we are worthy winners in that game. I think it's not too much to say that we deserve all 3 points, because, as you say, Adi, we battle hard. We gave them a run from their money. We gave them fight of their lives from the first minute when Malik has a cut from the duel. In his debut match, he still keeps on fighting. Well. That's a great spirit from him, Malik Rizaldi. Shout out. It's not too much. I think if to say that we deserve that 3 points, but that just goes to show how much we evolve, how much we grow this past year, because like just having a draw from a team that is in a 76th rank
unthinkable.
It's unthinkable. You know, Adi, because last night when I look back at the calendar, 5 years ago, 2019 October 10, we lost 5-0 in UAE. Before that, in GBK, we lost 3-0 against Thailand. And then at the first match in 2022 World Cup qualifiers, we got comeback against Malaysia. We were leading, and they won 3-2 at our home ground. So all things considered, I think this is still a great trajectory for our national team.
A football match is supposed to be a game where it involves the players being the main talking point.
Not this one, no.
The focus is supposed to be the players in action and the game itself, and not the referee, this is very, very concerning. And a certain Mr. Al-Kaf tries to take center stage, and I don't know, this is just very controversial. The way he leads the match, the way he tries to, I don't know, maybe a few calls that is assisting in a way for the home side to gain an advantage. So, and where does that added time come from? Because there was a check. There was a VAR check on the potential foul, Marcelino Ferdinand, but he didn't stop the play. So if he stopped that play, and then he listens to the VAR and talks for a bit, maybe 2-3 minutes. So I can understand that there is another time added to the added time. But What do you say? What do you think about the situation in the end of the game?
I don't know. If you ask me where the time came from, I don't know. Because I was thinking about it the whole game. Because, like, I think when it hit, like, the 94th, 95th minute, you start to think, like, was there any foul in that injury time? I don't think there was extra time. You just keep on thinking. And then the time went on, and then they scored in the, I think, 99th or something?
99, 98-40. Yeah.
And then after they scored, they celebrate, and then the final whistle blew. And then
they didn't even check. They didn't even check the goal.
The goal.
They have to check the goal.
Yeah.
They have to draw the lines for us to see. The Ragnar Oratmangun goal.
It was eventually checked.
Minutes.
I thought it was for handsball first, but then it's about the onside line. They drew the line.
But how come they didn't do it for the goal that Bahrain scored? So there has to be consistency in these types of moments.
We hope so, and I think we're gonna get a referee from the same area as well for Indonesia against China. That's what I heard. But yeah, no, I think in that match, it was just really like a match to forget for us, because we fought really hard. Not to forget in a sense in how we fought, because they played really well. It didn't feel like the possession was what it was, like 56% for Bahrain, and all the shots that they shot. They're really dangerous from the long shot, to be honest. It was a bit scary to see them, fling one or two. But it didn't feel like they, had the whole game to themselves, Bahrain. But no, I don't know where that came from, and I hope it doesn't happen again. But you know what I love is the positivity from Mr. Eric Thohir. It's on social media. Forget about this. Let's move on to the next one. And we see on social media our players are just smiling, just letting it go. Of course, it's hard, but. And us as fans, it's hard to let it go. We should have been second in that table right now. Second is qualifying in the position to qualify for the World Cup.
Direct qualification.
Direct qualification. But we're smiling through it, and we'll move on, because I think we still have another chance at it in the next couple of games. But yeah, it's a long journey still.
Yeah, against China, Qingdao, just a few days away. But what do you think about when at the end of matches, managers, players, they have to talk in front of the camera to explain the game? And now, what do you say about referees? How come they can't have a say? Just put the mic towards them, and they have to explain.
That's one of the campaigns for people who want the transparency in football also. Yeah, because the situation is being brought murkier because the president of the AFC is
from Bahrain.
So we don't want to take too much connection in that, but I think at some point, there's a lot of things that we have to consider. But I think one of the worst referees that we have ever seen officiates our national team. I think one of the better ones is the Australian referee Sean Evans.
For me, he's not.
No, you're not.
For me, he's not. Sean Evans is one of the most ridiculous referees in Asian football. Because in the A-League, there was a Melbourne derby. And just a few days after that, he went to Indonesia to
Liga 1 back in the day.
Between Persija and Persib Bandung in Solo. And he did the same mistake as the one that he did in Melbourne. So I'm
but
not
how
a fan.
about when he officiates our national team?
He's okay.
He's okay, right?
He's okay. But in terms of long term and his CV, he's not my cup of tea. Gillett, the one in the Premier League. He did a few games in Liga 1 and then for our national team as well. Now he's one of the best for me.
Okay.
But Sean Evans is not one that I think I rate highly. And the minor maybe problems that Indonesia have last night was probably in how to react to that mid-block, which is a trademark of Bahrain. Ali Haram was doing very well there, denying space for Tom Haye. But second half, with the changes that Shin Tae-yong made, what do you think about that, with Jenner trying to be more involved in that midfield for the second half, and getting Marcelino Ferdinand coming into the game, which makes our defenders can move 5 yards further forward? Well,
at the first phase of the attack, we we often saw that the Bahrain players are ready to play one-on-one with our defenders.
Yeah.
They press high, and that creates a lot of problems, especially when our outballs cannot be controlled by our forward players. When quite a few times Ragnar, Stroik, and Malik under intense pressure from that mid block press, they lost the ball in different areas in midfield, and especially the way when we try to play in transition, we saw a few times the midfield they are lagging from doing their job. To put it bluntly, we still need to rectify that. Coach Shin still need to rectify that. He needs to make a way for our midfield to be more dynamic, especially on transitions. I think Jenner can do that, but I don't think Tom High has that pace. So he needs to try to maybe compress the field of play or everything. Don't make the lines of defense and lines of attacks too far apart, because there's quite a few times during the game where the Bahrain midfield just overran our midfield. Again, it's the same story as in the game against Australia and Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I hope with a few tweaks in the system that Coach Shin has a few more extra days with the team. I hope he can find ways to nullify that attacking sense in midfield from the opponents.
How about the debutants? We see a lot of action from Mesh Hilgers one-on-one. He's very good. He's very his physicality is a big bonus, and Isis likes to play with him, as we can see. For Eliano Reinders, it's a bit different. His debut, not playing in his favorite position. No. He has to sacrifice a lot of that attacking flair that he has, and he has to defend and move without the ball. This is something that's, I think it's also pretty special from a player like Reinders, who can offer a lot more beside his attacking capabilities.
Yeah, I think we're still, again, with the previous conversation of the England squad and whatever, but I think we're still mixing and matching as well, because we have new players coming in and out, not out, but in. And you actually feel like the presence of Mace Hilgers. Actually, when he's in our back line, he looked big, like compared to the other players. Yeah. So I didn't notice that until he was actually with us, because he's still young. He's like, what, 23? Around that. So he's 23. I saw him back in the days when he was still like playing for the younger Eredivisie league, and he was still just scrawny and skinny. Now he's so big. So you can feel the presence, but I just didn't feel like he overpowered to the fact that he fouled a lot. Yeah. I thought that just, it just wasn't his fault. He was playing, his power, and then Bahrain just took advantage of that in their way. Call it smart, call it cheating, whatever. But I think we needed that presence. And I also love the subs as well. Yeah. I love how the subs work because, Marcelino Ferdinand came in, helped build up the goal for Pascal Strijk. Beautiful finish, by the way. And then Nathan Joaoun also helped with, cutting the ball from the midfield and going up as well. So Eliano, I think he's, still, I think Shin Tae-yong is still trying a bit for him. But I love it. I think I love the football that we're playing at the moment. It's just they still look a bit rusty together, but I think they'll click.
Yeah, I think it's normal because Eliano and Mies maybe has 3 or 4 training sessions together. Yeah. It's about integrating them into the team, integrating them into the squad, the philosophy that Coach Shin wants to play. Of course, Mies and Eliano was with the squad on the September break, but I don't think they trained that lot. So I think with enough time, with enough adaptation, I think he can show what he can bring to the team, and especially Eliano with his versatility. He can play right winger, he can play left winger, but this season, at least with PEC, he almost played exclusively as a right back. So his XG number is not that high. He actually just had only 1 shot on target from 280 something minutes playing in the Eredivisie. But that's something that can be worked on. That's something that can be better with time. Interesting times ahead, especially when you consider defensively this team is very sound. I mean, we have like a Serie A defender, a regular Eredivisie player who who plays in the Europa League, and also Jordi Amat with all his talents, with Rido ready to step up from the bench or even staking his claim as a starter
now
himself.
that's interesting because when Rido came on, he played very well.
He
again.
played very well.
So
the continuity is there.
yeah, what do you guys think the back three is going to look like? The game in Qingdao against China. Will Rido stake a claim for that starting spot, or will Shin Tae-yong stick with the player starting the game against Bahrain?
I hope he will, Rido, because we said this in the previous podcast. I think he's playing well. He's surviving. He's adapting with all the players coming in. I think Mace Hilgers, I mean, there's no doubt he's a big talent, right? But I hope he will for the next game, and I think he'll do good if he does. There are comments about Jordi Amat in the last game, but I hope he will.
So the two spots automatically will go to Mace Hilgers and Jay Iz as our captain. So
just
it's a tussle between Jordi Amat and Rizky Rido, and at the moment I think Rido has a great chance to start in the next game.
Yeah, I put Rido on the left hand side of the defense because he used to play. He's playing there for Persija on that left side of defense, with Jay cleaning up at the back. It's his perfect position for the national team. Even though he showed at the first half he can play there as he is playing there with Venezia. But that right center back position is now Miss Hilgers to lose because I don't think there's any other defender that can challenge him presently for that position. Another interesting side is Sandy Walsh's position in the right wing back area, with there's an intense competition there with Eliano, and then we know Asnawi is still there. Asnawi, who is now playing regularly in the Thai league, he can at any moment give Sandy and Eliano that much competition. So I think we're pretty stacked on the wings with Verdong, Shane and Arhan playing on the left side. We saw against Australia how Arhan even played push even further up, just like Gareth Bale when he was in Spurs. Started as a left wing back and then now playing as more of a wide forward. So, but the important thing is still for Arhan and Marcelino to get game time for him because if they don't have game time and then they just play exclusively for the national team, I don't think it's really good for their talent development. I think they need to find a way to play regularly for their clubs.
And maybe the last one before we check out is about game management, maybe. Towards the end of the game against Bahrain, a bit of a naivety, and these are good guys that we have in the side. Very, very honest players. Do you think that they need to mix it, learn the dark arts a bit from maybe Bahrain, take inspiration, and maybe just go to the corner for the end of matches and just get a throw-in or a foul in an area where you can keep the ball?
Yeah, for sure. I think game management, killing the game. I think because
there was two sequences.
Where
try
we
to counter and try to be positive and try to score a goal.
I think the discourse on social media is divided like evenly. I think why did the referee give that much injury time, and the other is why we cannot manage the game better, why we cannot kill the game with that last opportunity with Witan and the other players that has the opportunity to just go in the corner. At least we are better right now in managing that game after we are leading 2-1, but as when the game started to stretch out a bit, when they overcommit players forward, I think players saw a sense of blood. They sense that they can try to score the third goal. I mean, it's easier for us to see it with hindsight and everything, but maybe perhaps on that aspect we can do better.
So what about you? How do you think?
No, I think it's a heat of the game moment, you know.
Sure.
There's a lot of adrenaline going on, you know. You want to score, you want to, like you said, you're hungry for goal. And being refereed by that whole the whole match, I think the players felt it. You know, that last goal even from Bahrain, the players felt it. Like it's just, you know, the drop of mentality maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to focus in that way, and it's hard to like think straight. You know, should I go to the corner, score another goal? Because if we did score another goal, which we almost did, scenes, man. But yeah, unfortunately, I think it's I think I agree with you. Maybe we should do a bit of a dark arts and do the stuff. You know, give them
what they
taste a bit of their own medicine. And, you know, they waste time, we waste time. So,
we believe that Indonesia can get some sort of a result in Qingdao again against China. So this is possibly one of the best chance for us to get 3 points in an away match, and it's crucial because the next two after China will be Japan and Saudi Arabia in GBK, but still this is a different level of opponent that we're going to face. Japan that we suffered a defeat in the Asia Cup, which is I think it was an eye opener.
Not that bad.
It's not that
though.
bad.
Well, when you consider how China and Bahrain fared against Japan,
so we're confident. We believe that Shin Tae-yong can set up the team very well to at least get a point, but we're confident about the 3 points coming back from Qingdao. And thanks a lot, guys, for your knowledge and insight in today's show. And of course, we will see you again. Thanks a lot for tuning on to the three of us. I hope we could give you a slight glimpse of what we think about the controversies and how the match went last night, which I know that you guys are still seething and hating every single part of the referee's decision towards the end of the match. But it is what it is, and we got to bounce back straight away. The team is in Qingdao already, and they will prepare and they will fight to the very end to get 3 points. So thanks a lot, guys, and thanks a lot for all you viewers for watching DPI, the English version. I hope we can see you again next week. Adi signing off.